Hosted by SHEKU Kuroma, co-host Archie Wright, produced by Alex D. Wulu. Every broadcast night from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. We connect with our media colleagues from the very alive. From Liberty County, County, Live County, Grandfather County, other counties closely buried. It's with your real thing, real story, real voices. From 10 p.m. the discussion begins. We bring in powerful guests to break down the issues that matter most. With our strong analyst, Mr. George Nouveau, with the veteran Smith. We beg to differ. When the issues get hot, when the debates get tough, when opinions collide and the truth must rise, this is the program where voices are heard. I beg to differ. Hosted by SHEKU Kuroma, co-host Archie Wright, produced by Alex D. Wulu. Every broadcast night from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Across the time. We connect with our media colleagues from the very alive. From Liberty County, County, Live County, Grandfather County, other counties closely buried. It's with your real thing, real story, real voices. From 10 p.m. the discussion begins. We bring in powerful guests to break down the issues that matter most. With our strong analyst, Mr. George Nouveau.
And of course, I'm telling you tonight, right? Whatever you're doing and however you're doing it, I'd like to say welcome. This is 105.3 megahertz. We broadcast from Zouadjou, Grand Jide County, Republic of Liberia. So whatever you're doing tonight, let's have it done together. And let me say good evening to all of you listening to the program. All of you tonight listening to the program, let me say good evening to you. And Abraham Cooper should have been here to bring you this aspect of the program. He needed to have gone in the counties, bring you information from the various counties. I'm sure he's not going to be doing that tonight, but we're going to be opening the phone lines for you to call us and tell us exactly what's on your mind for this evening. What are some of the things you've been hearing that you had to bring to the attention of the public, right? Then the panelists will be coming on any moment from now. I don't know who's the guest today, but Archie is going to be telling us who exactly is the guest today. I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
When the issues get hot,
keep sharing if you can. We'll be glad that you shared our broadcast, our podcast.
When opinions collide and the truth must rise.
And also, while you are viewing our broadcast tonight, just send in your comments. We screen your comment, we read it out for you. Those of you celebrating your birthday today, let's say a happy one coming your way. Trust me, right here from Top FM, I beg to differ.
Hosted by SHEKU Kuroma, co-host Archie Wright, produced by Alex D. Wulu. Every broadcast night from 9 p.m.
Keep sharing, sending your comments. We'll be glad to read out your comments and analysis tonight. Samuel Fire said, following you closely at my residence. Samuel, where? We connect with our media colleagues across the country. Bring you information from all walks of life, right? Just keep sharing, share in different groups. We'll be glad. Just share. But let me see what I can have some here as well to share, on the program tonight. I beg to differ. Let's have time to do it together. If you're just joining us, I'd like to say welcome. My name is SHEKU Kuroma, and let's keep sharing this to our viewers. If you're just joining us, welcome to the platform tonight. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. We back up before. Let me say good evening to you, Moses. Where? He said, good evening, my Top FM family, and I'm following you from my little corner. I don't know your corner. Is that Simon G City? Following you from my comfortable home, Broadville City, Yellow Flower Community. And I'd like to say thank you so much for being there with us. I beg the people. I beg the people. I beg the people.
Hosted by SHEKU Kuroma, co-host Archie Wright, produced by Alex D.
Okay, so at this point, we're going to be opening the phone lines right now. Let me see who's there. Okay, we have Aaron David Tokba. Let me see what David Tokba is saying. David, please share the broadcast for us, okay? Aaron David Tokba is running for senatorial position in Grand Juda County in 2029. In fact, he's one of the young person who have put his head on the map. Now he's going to do that. So this is what he said. Aaron says, SHEKU Lansana Shapewa Kroma, congratulations the last time for coming out of the walls of the UL with a bachelor degree, Chief. Thank you. I appreciate it. Patient Kroma has done that, and we are very much glad. Let's see who's here right now. My sweetheart came up. Sylvester G. Babuki Crowd says, following. Thank you, Sylvester. And you're gonna follow more like tomorrow, okay? So let me see what I can stream. The other ones right here. Those of you who are watching, just send in your comments. We're gonna put it on the screen just like this for you. Following you from my comfortable home in Bannersville City, Yellow Flower Community, and that's Simon G City. Thank you, Simon. Just share the broadcast for us tonight. Let's see who else we have here. Moses will say, good evening, my Top FM family. I'm following you from my little corner. Where's that little corner? I don't know about that. So let's see if we have someone else. Samuel Faya is following you closely at my resident. I don't know the resident, but please share. So I'm going to put the numbers up also. Wherever you are and you want to participate tonight on the show, tell us first what you have on mind and let's discuss it tonight, okay? The whole world is listening to you. We also have our website and we are running our radio on the website. So if you don't have the time to, how do I call it? view on the Facebook, apparently you are working or doing something, all you need to do is go to our website, topfmliberia.com, topfmliberia.com. If you just put it to Google right now, Google will bring it out for you on your screen. Boom, you hit it, you start listening to Top FM. We are glad, and many thanks to all of us that are making it possible. Yes. So keep on, sending in your calls now or your messages so that we can read it out for you. If you want to be live on the program tonight, tell us right now what's on your mind. You put your calls on 0881 14 35 04, 0776 105 105. I beg to differ, and let's have it done together with just 18 minutes. Am I correct? Let me see what I got there. Yeah, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. What do you want to tell us tonight? What exactly you want to bring to the table? Let's listen to you and let's hear it out. And what are some of the information we have in the papers tonight? We're going to be going also to the newspaper, news from Liberia. We want to know exactly what are some of the information coming up. So we abreast you with information from our country. Yes, right now we'll be hitting up for the front page Africa to bring you some of the information from there. And at the same time, we'll be glad if you call us on our local line to give us information and tell us exactly what you have on mind. And we will discuss it. So what do we have here? I see the photograph of the ERU Emergency Response Unit. And they say police barricade. Barricade what? We need to go back for that story. I mean, it passed already. And let's see if we can have this. Yeah, I need to allow it. Yeah, you're right. I need to allow it. We have to go back to that first story. Okay, police barricade economics Samuel Jackson home following wife death. Why? We need to know. Samuel Jackson that is usually on Spoon Network. His wife died, I think today, yeah. So police have barricaded the home. Why the home was barricaded, nobody know. Let's quickly see if we can bring this. Belgian courts order war crimes trial for Martina Johnson. A key ally of warlord turned President Charles Gange Taylor. I see the photograph of Martina Johnson and that of the Charles Gange Taylor photograph right here. Let me see what I can also screen it on the page so that our followers will start seeing exactly what I'm reading here, and I'll be glad, and they also will be glad, to be able to see this. So I think I need to share the screen as well, and so that they know exactly what I'm pushing, what I'm talking about, so they can see it on the screen. Okay, yeah. So yes, plenary debate over yellow machines props turns into face fight. Wow, plenary. Wow. So we're gonna go into that story too tonight, and then former Foreign Minister Kimiyo's mother died months after son's traumatic arrest at a family home. And then what do we have here? So we want to take the first story and then we move on with it as we are with the panelists to be here tonight. If you're just joining us, I'd like to say welcome, and let's have some time together here tonight, okay? So this is a story we have, if you're following. Armed police officer on Friday barricaded the home of economic Samuel Jackson, sparking anger over Jackson and members of his family. Early Friday morning, Mr. Jackson announced on his Facebook page that his wife has died at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital after she went seeming unconscious and was rushed to the facility for medical attention. So we see the photograph of the police barricade right there. It's from Front Page Africa. And then later in the evening, police officers were seen stationed outside Jackson compound. Authorities have not publicly explained why officers were deployed to the resident. So then we move on. I think you guys can see the resident right here. We move on with the story here tonight, and we move. Following a live video posted by Jackson. Oh my God, what's this? Don't give me too much here. Following a live video posted by Jackson complaining about the police presence at his home, several of his associates and former government officials went to the compound to show support. Among them were former Representative Akaras Grade and former chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Moluba Molu, Mulu declined to provide details about the situation, but told reporters that Jackson remains, Jackson remains shaken by the day's event. So we hold it right there and see whether we can move on to bring you the next story here this evening hour. What is this story saying here to our people? Let's see if we can read it clear and loud for you. The caption says, Liberian march. Liberians march. Young Liberian march demanding stronger government action on rape and gender-based violence. Wow. Okay, so I think I will have to take that story. This March 13. Let's see whether we'll go back to the front page clearly and pick up one of the story from the headlines there. Yeah. Let's get this one. I like this one because I like it. You should like it too. But let's see if we can bring this to you right now. Okay, so the story is rolling. Very good signs of justice. Who is saying that? Belgian court order war crimes trial for Martina Johnson, a key ally of the war-torn President Charles Taylor after decades-long investigation. So let's move on to bring you the story. What's the summary first of all? A Belgian appeal court ordered Martina Johnson, a senior commander in Charles Taylor's rebel movement, to stand trials of alleged atrocity committed during the Liberian First Civil War. Prosecutors accused Johnson of participating in killing, mutilation, and ordered abuses during the Operation Octopus, and one of the bloodiest episodes of the conflict. Now, the ruling is being welcomed by victims and human rights activists as a major step forward accountability and crimes committed during the Liberian Civil War. So let's get the details of the story quickly here tonight, and then we move on to bring you another story on this program tonight. A high court in Belgium ruled on Thursday that Martina Johnson, one of the most powerful women of Charles Taylor's National Patriotic Front of Liberia, should stand trial for crimes she's accused of committing during the Liberian First Civil War between 1989 to 1996. The decision by the Chamber demerits on accusation, a Chamber of Belgium's appeal court, came more than 5 months after the court in the city of Gehen formally closed its investigation into the case, ruling that investigators have gathered sufficient evidence to send it to trial. Let's move on with more of the story here tonight. Johnson, now 55, has been under investigation for more than 15 years for her alleged role during the war, particularly the infamous Operation Octopus, a 4-month operation in 1992, during which the rebels, including Charles soldiers, besieged Monrovia. Belgian prosecutors accused Johnson of participating in mutilation and mass killing during the assault. Now, in June 20, Jim Fleming, Johnson's lawyer, cautioned what he described as the unfairness of the case, noting that the key witness had already died and expressing concern that other witnesses might also die before the proceedings concluded. Now, no date has been set or been announced for this long-anticipated trial, which human rights advocates say could prove one of the most consequential accountability decisions in Liberia's post-war areas. Liberia's civil war left an estimated 250,000 people dead and millions displaced. Johnson has been under strict house arrest in Belgium, where she has been living since 2003, and the year's Liberia Civil War officially ended. News that she would stand trial was celebrated by victims and human rights advocates. So quickly on this, we're going to hold it right there, and then we'll go back to the main screen to bring you more and more of this story. If you're just joining us, I'd like to welcome. Who do we have? Putu General says here, I'm following from my Pro corner, and we Grace say, I'm watching. Thank you, we Grace. Let's move on to bring you more on this story here tonight. What do we have here? Guinea border tension ease as Minister Pierre says diplomatic efforts on the way. So let's see if we can bring you this story here tonight. The government of Liberia says it's pursuing diplomatic channels to resolve the ongoing dispute along the Liberia-Guinea border. Our security authorities report that Khan has largely been restored following days of tension in Lofa County. Information Minister Jeremy Matthew Peel disclosed that the government's approach during the Ministry of Information regular press briefing on Thursday, assuring citizens that Liberia's territorial integrity remained intact despite the recent confrontation. The confrontation unfolded near the Makonan River in Solomba Clan area, where Guinean soldiers crossed into Liberian territory and seized equipment belonging to BK Enterprise, which was allegedly mining sand in the river. Now on Thursday, the soldiers planted a pole and hosted the Guinean national flag, claiming their land belongs to Guinea. The move immediately triggered a reaction from Liberian youth in Foyel district. In response, a group of local youths moved to the same location, planted another pole, and raised the Liberian flag as a symbolic assertion that the territories belong to Liberia. Residents in the area were seen defending their homeland after days of tensions along the border. The situation left one civilian wounded and prompted the deployment of security officers to stabilize the area. Now, speaking at the ministry weekly press briefing, Minister Peel emphasized that the situation should not be interpreted as a war, but rather a broader dispute that the government is working to resolve through diplomacy. Now, according to the minister, the Liberian government will continue engaging its Guinean counterpart through diplomatic channels to ensure a peaceful resolution. He noted that the issues has in international dimension, which partners such as the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the African Union and other multilateral and bilateral partners are involved in the process. We're going to hold it right there, and then we move to bring you one more story, and I'm sure by that time we'll have our panelists joining us. Let's see who else we have here. Oliver G. Che. He said, good evening, Top FM. I'm watching from my Seri community. Thank you so much. If you can, we'd like you to please share the broadcast, and we'll be very, very much glad to that if you do share. Let's move on to bring you this story here now. What do we have here quickly? We need to get this story moving. Okay. Woo! I like this one. So let's take this one right here on this platform. Plenary debate over yellow machine props turns into face fight. And you can see the photograph. I think you're watching right there. You can see the photograph of lawmakers there, right? So let's move on. Normal legislative proceedings at the House of Representatives were abruptly disrupted on Thursday after two lawmakers engaged in face fight during a regular sitting of the 55th legislature. Now, the incident occurred during the 20-day sitting of the first quarters of the third section of the House of Representatives. According to legislative sources, the altercations involved the Montserrat County District Number 8 Representative Prince Toole and Bapolu County District Number 3 Representative Luther Collins. The class stems from a heated debate over the floor. The heated debate on the floor over a communication submitted by Sando County District Number 3 Representative Alex S. Neal. In the communication, Representative Neal requested that plenary invites Minister of State without portfolio, Mamaka Ability, to provide clarity on the status and trace of the first batch of the yellow machine brought into Liberia by the government in 2024. Now, Neal said the request was aimed at strengthening the legislature's oversight responsibility and ensuring transparency regarding the procurement and management of the road construction equipment. Following the reading of the communication, plenary agreed that Minister Ability would be invited to appear. However, this agreement erupted when some lawmakers requested that the the prominent of the communication be given a few minutes to further explain the issue. Others, including Representative Todd, objected, arguing that the communication was clear and required no additional explanation. The disagreement quickly escalated into a heated exchange on the floor, with supporters of Representative Collins insisting that legislative practice allows the sponsor of a communication to provide additional details beyond the written document. As the wall of voice intensified across the chamber, tension boiled over and the two lawmakers engaged into physical confrontation. The disruption forced Speaker Rachel Nangwekun to halt the proceeding. The debate centered on the controversial procurement of the moving equipment, particularly known as yellow machine, by the government. Now, in July 2024, the fresh batch of 35 machines were imported into Liberia and packed at the military barracks, where they reportedly remain unused following a public backlash. Minister Ability had earlier been tasked to negotiate the acquisition of 285 pieces of moving equipment to help address Liberia's deteriorating road infrastructure. However, the arrangement came under intense scrutiny after it emerged that the deals allegedly did not comply with the established public procurement laws, triggered criticisms from lawmakers, civil society organizations, and transparency advocates. For months, the status of the first batch of machines remained unclear. In January this year, Information Minister Jeremy Matthew Pia announced that the government had agreed to return the 35 machines and move to finalize a new procurement agreement. Now, based on the settlement reached between them and the people who brought those machines, which they did not include any purchase as no money was paid, they've agreed that they will take the 35 pieces of machine back because they have different arrangement under this new machine coming. Now, despite announcement, questions have raised or burst about the fate of the first batch of the machine. Public concerns have also grown over transparency in the process, with some critics describing the situation as a potential waste of taxpayer money, while others allege that the machine may have been disposed of by two government officials. Representative Neo Communication seeking clarifications on the matter ultimately triggered Thursday's heated confrontation on the floor of the House. Let's leave it right there, and then we see if we can take our final story. If you're just joining us, we'd like to say welcome. This is Top FM 105.3 megahertz. We broadcast from Zwedru, Grand Judea County, Republic of Liberia. And so quickly on this note tonight, we are still waiting for our panelists to be here. We've already sent them the link, the information. They have it right now. So let's see if we can have some of these stories here tonight. Oh my God. Okay, that's all for now. And we'd like to say a very big thank you for, tuning in tonight. So if you have some issues to put out on the floor, just put your calls on 0881 1435 04, 0776 105 105. Let's hear you tonight. Let's discuss issues that bring development to our county, Grand Judea. Let's discuss issues that bring development to our country, Liberia. If you are there, I am here, and let's talk the talk tonight on I Beg to Differ. You're not forced to agree with us. You can beg us to disagree with us, and we can move it.
ARCHIE right, produced by Alex D. Every broadcast night from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. The price of time is here. We connect with our colleagues from the very line. Thanks for Liberty County, Colby County, Liberty County, Grand Buffett County, and other counties across Liberia. It's been your real update, real story, real Till 10 p.m. the discussion begins. We bring in powerful guests to break down the issues that matter most. With our strong panelists, Mr. George Nouveau, like the veteran Smith.
Okay, all right. So let's hold it right there. Let's hold it right there. Numbers to put your calls on tonight. What's on your mind on this segment? Let us know. Let's know exactly where we are. Put your calls on 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105. Let's hear you tonight. 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105. What's on your mind? What's on your mind about Grand Juliet County? Let's talk it and talk it. All right. We overheard that Representative Jeremiah Gawo-Sokan has been elected as the caucus chair. For the matter of fact, Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle tenure has come to an end. Okay. All right. So we'll do everything we can to see if we can talk to him. Hopefully, tomorrow or Monday on the show. And if the need be, we can also talk to the former, head of the caucus, Senator Yaya Nimle. We're going to look at that. We hope that we can do all of the arrangement, hopefully tomorrow. And then Monday, we bring them on the table. Let's hear the vision. What was the achievement of Yaya Nimle? And what's going to be the target? Because under the Yaya's Nimle administration, we didn't see the caucus going at loggerhead, even though they have their own issues, but then they were very mature, in discussing issues. It wasn't like the past caucus leadership, where you see this other person coming up and insulting, the other person will come out and talk, the other person you could really feel that they didn't have that kind of understanding in the caucus. But then Yaya's administration, there was no day that the caucus came out to accuse each other for anything. I mean, they had that kind of mutual understanding, that kind of mutual agreement. They had respect for each other, except where in other places they knew exactly how to talk. So people don't know as to whether they were not united or what have you. So we're going to see if Jeremiah Gawo-Sokan's leadership is going to take, similar role, or then what he hoped to achieve. We're going to be looking at that as well, okay? We're also going to be looking at that. If you're just joining us, like I said, you will put your calls on 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105. Let's hear you tonight. Who's watching? Chris B. White says, watching live from EL RZ community. Let's move on to bring you this. This person say, I'm following you from the Rabat International Airport. And this is Emmanuel Estamba. Emmanuel Tamba, thank you very much. Oliver G. Chiese, good evening, Top FM family. I am watching from my city community. Thank you. We appreciate you too tonight. Yes, I beg to differ.
We beg to differ. We beg to differ.
Beautiful, beautiful,
when the
beautiful.
issues get hot, when the debates get tough,
Okay.
when opinions collide and the truth must rise, this is the program where voices are heard.
Your voices are all high. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. So yes, in no time we have 9:42 right here, and we'll soon start receiving the panelists coming on. Yes, so if you're just joining us, we'd like to say welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thomas Nair, what's up? How are you? Today is your birthday. You had a wonderful time celebrating. Yeah. Okay, so while we await the panelists to come on tonight, Shortly we will be looking at something very, very much important. Very, very much important. Okay. Shortly we're going to be looking at something very, very, very much important. That I won't lie to you. And let's take a break, folks. We'll be right back. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Powerful guests to break down the issues that matter most. With our strong panelists, Mr. George Newbo, with the veteran Smith. We beg to differ.
So yes, we beg to differ and we beg to differ. Okay, so let's see if we have our panelists coming right now. All right, folks. Let's go to this. Y'all wait for me small, I beg you. Grand Judah County, right? Let me see who just came out. Jeremiah? Jeremiah who? Jeremiah Bad. Is that Badio? Is I'm following from Grand Bassa County. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much. And keep sharing the broadcast. Yeah, thank you so much. While we are with the panelists to come tonight at 10 o'clock, in this very 15 minutes, I would like to say this to you. You as a Grangidian, everyone who stay in Grangidia, you are a Grangidian. And I want you to please understand that. You are a patriotic person in this country. When you are patriotic, it means you love this place. You are prepared to go the length and breadth to do whatsoever you want or this place wants you to do to get it upgraded. We have our county council. We have the superintendent. The two of them, or the two people or group, the council and the superintendent, they work hand in hand. They move together. The superintendent make reports to the council and the Ministry of Local Government. And Grand Judah County have a county council already. The county council the county council somebody called on the radio this morning They said they want the county council to be changed. The members on the council to be changed. Why did that person make that request? Have anybody asked? Because the county council feels that their only work is to approve budget. That's just what they feel. And when they finish approving budget, they relax. They relax. All they know is we approve the budget. Then the council relax. But that's not just what the council is supposed to be doing. In Liberia here, the county council is relatively new, but pivotal institution established under the local government act of 2018. Its creation marks a major shift from a higher centralized government in Monrovia to a system where local communities have a say in their own development. Now, think of the county council as the legislative branch of the county, while the superintendent handles executive administration. The council provides oversight and makes big decisions on how resources are to be used. On how resources are to be used. Now, the function of the county council is designed to ensure transparency and local participation. Listen carefully, my people. The council has the power to make local laws, rules, ordinances regarding local taxes, sanitation, and public order, provided they don't conflict with the national law. The county council. All the people on the council, since you got to that place, when last you went and sat down and said, this is what we're doing for grandchildren. Grandchildren, yeah, that what on a law we pull, yeah. But whatsoever law that you are making, it should not supersede the national law. You are only on one aspect of what? Your responsibility. Budget approval. They review and approve the annual county budget. This includes deciding how the county development funds and social development funds money, often paid by concessions companies like mining or logging firms, are spent. Now, that's where they blunder once upon a time on this 400,000 business we're talking today. The council went to work. They told the superintendent, we know how much you'll get inside that particular cover. But any money that will come from there, you'll use 80% of the money. The superintendent said, fine. Then 10% of that money will come to us. Then 10% go to you for administrative costs. It's like the finish dividing, right? So 80% will go to where? Electricity expansion. The son of Blanchard, they give. Now the money came. When they hold the money in, total money 500,000, half a million. Then they say they're using 400,000 on electricity expansion. I turn on the key to their set. The council identify and prioritize county needs, like building a new clinic and repairing breaches. They approve the county development plans. They have oversight and accountability. They monitor the performance of the county administration. They have the authority to summon local officials to explain how funds are being managed. What kind of council member who got in a place? You also with us. What kind of council member we have here? With the kind of role and responsibility that these council members have. Are they practicing it? No. No. They say, oh yeah, you all take 2% from the young people. You all take 2% from the older people. 1% from the women. 1% from disabled or physical challenge, right? 2% from civil society. You all put all of them together. We want 9% on the council. Those people who went to represent their institution from those councils. On the council. Are they well inclined to know exactly what they are going to do in that place? Because this is it though. I hold $30,000 US on my own. For example now. I hold $5,000 since I was born. For example now. I hold $2,000 since I was born. For example. When you put me on a committee, while I am on that committee as the county council member, luckily for me, I have some kind of meeting. In that meeting, somebody brought $5,000 for me to sign and approve something. In my entire life, I don't hold no money like that. But now, I finish holding money like that. And I taste it. You think I'll belay again? Now, I think this is where most of the county council members are blundering. You sit and approve $1 million. But you don't know what those $1 million can do for the county. So when they call you, they say, yeah, all of y'all getting your sitting fee, right? Because in the council, Mr. Ra, I will soon come back to you, I will soon give it to you. Just now, give it to you. Now, in the council, y'all listen, they got what they call sitting local fees. While they can't create a major national taxes, they can authorize the collections of local usual fees for service like marketing and parking. Right? Now, who are those people that are supposed to be on the council? To ensure the council represents everyone, the law mandates a diverse membership. A typical county council includes the chief, representative from the traditional leaders, women group, at least one person specifically for the interest, youth group, a representative from the youth population, people with disability, representative to ensure inclusivity, civil society, members from there. Now, before the 2018 Act, almost every decision about village or villages in Grand Judea County was made in Monrovia. Now, the county council changed this by bringing the government to the people. It ensures that the people who live with the problems are the ones choosing the solution. Now, so you see, now what we hearing from one of the council members who were on the radio a few days ago, he's telling us they are asked the superintendent to make report for 2025. They have asked the superintendent to make report for 2025. If the superintendent can make report for 2025, they are ready now to step in. That look, we will not approve the 2026 budget. So even if the superintendent have the right to approve or to use 1/3 of the budget, that one will just be for operation. That means there will be no project going on in the county. But who talking? Are the council leaders themselves? Probably no. Only one person, the Secretary General for the council, the youth president. So what have those people been doing over the time? But let's leave it tonight. That's not the discussion. We're just trying to roll out these things. We want to find time to discuss these things. Let's bring Mr. Wright in, who happen to be, I don't want to use the word co-host because he hosting and hosting and just hosting and hosting and hosting. He's just hosting. He's just hosting. He's just hosting. Mr. Wright, how you coming on?
I am doing excellent. Excellent. How yourself?
I'm fine. I'm okay by the special grace of God.
That's good. Good to see you because you said you were not feeling well. You look not too well.
Yeah.
But we have you here, so that's good.
Yeah, Alice is not here, so I can't do anything. The show can go blank tonight.
No, I asked Ella, who will be here? He said, but who will be here? I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if you're at work. I really like the topic you brought up this evening about the local council. Unfortunately, what's her name? Chief Doctor Williams Toa. We're told he attending a funeral tonight. So he won't be with us. So that is the little fork in the road there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the topic you are discussing is excellent. We need to beat on the topic for long because this is what we're going to define whether Liberia stays behind or Liberia moves forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. While we are with the others to come, we have any guests coming on tonight besides Dr. Tua?
No, we have a special guest for tomorrow. Go by Andrew Anderson. I'm sorry. He's from the Ministry of Justice. Because we couldn't get Dr. Tua yesterday, so I had him moving tomorrow. And because Dr. Tua is not coming tonight, so we're going to pick up the look, in pressing issues and analyze them as we usually do. But like I said, I think the topic you have chosen to discuss, which is the local council, is of serious importance that we should discuss it more.
All right, good. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. While we are with the panelists, the other panelists, the panelists to come. We still roll with it. Now, some are people, like I was saying, right? Before then, the decision used to take place in Monrovia. Now, today, the decision is being taken place right here. How to make the money. So if you are having people on a council who are not far-sighted in making decisions, right? You're not going to hold your representatives again. They say, oh yeah, our representative. Our representative we elected in. Right now, they not get time for all. You have your local representatives. And their selection process, if from their various institutions though, the civil society, they can take 2 persons from any of those civil society organizations and send them. Let's take for example, if they were going for 2 years or 3 years, and the people on that team, their tenure finished, right? And maybe the other person came from ABC NGO, that one came from WOG NGO, right? You can take somebody from FSC NGO and send them because they are all conglomeration of local non-governmental organizations, right? And be able to send them there. Now, the young people, you're not going to say, yeah, send you your time finish. The young people will have to send 2 persons there. So the only time they can have their elections is when they finish meeting there, their representative then now go there, then they decide to have election among themselves and now have a new board of officers, their head. That's how it works. So it's not going to be like, yeah, those people who are our local legislative members will be chosen by ourselves. We're going to stay in line to vote for them. No. They're coming from different groups. The women group, they will send one person. Now, this is one of the craziest things. The women group is represented by Madame Jessica Bazon on that particular county council. Grand Jide County don't have a women group. Are you kidding me? Up to now? L.A. Chester Graham as superintendent is a very smart man. He looks for loopholes and tie it up. Right? And that's what he think he wants to do. Ellis Graham knows very well that Madame Jessica Bazon is the head for Rural Women. Rural Women is a local NGO in Liberia. They have the executive director in Monrovia. And they have branches all over the country, in all of the counties. So how can you take Madame Jessica Bazon to carry her and represent the women group in Grand Jide County when she spearhead, calling for me? An organization, an NGO. So, assuming you were giving her a money for women, when it comes to the women, it goes directly to that particular NGO's organization's account. So, all of the times they've been talking about this women. Grand Jide, women are not getting fat enough for the county development fund. Why are women still sitting there and looking at these things? I mean, people doing things as if to say, you ain't got no educated person among the women. Women going to school, they're getting degrees, they're coming back, they are well educated. Are we saying they don't have educated women that are supposed to come back and put women together? Why are the Grand Jide women? You only find those women during political period. And so the more you guys are divided, the more people will use you to get what they want and make use of the situation. We have something called the social development account. Now, the social development account is money paid by companies like logging or mining firms to compensate the county for using its natural resources. Because this involves public money, the audit process is straight. Now, the General Auditing Commission of Liberia is the primary body responsible for auditing the SDF. They conduct compliance audit to ensure money was spent on specific project approved by the county council. You have the PMC committee. Locally, the PMC is responsible for the day-to-day management of these funds. They must keep all receipts and contracts. Now, if the GAC find that the PMC control accounts for funds, it can lead to legal actions by the Ministry of Justice. The internal checks. The money is before the money is even spent, the county council must approve the project. To withdraw the funds from the account development, the development account, 2 signatures are typically required. The county superintendent, signature A, the PMC, chairperson B, and so forth. Now, the public reporting under the Local Government Act, all these findings are supposed to be shared during the county sitting, where citizens can ask questions about why certain projects, like school, clinic, were not finished. Up to this date, my people, have those things been done? Grand Jide is different. Grand Jide is different. You see it? You see it? Grand Jide is different. Now, the superintendent is the highest official in the county appointed by the president, who work alongside the county council. The legislative caucus, while they are not the county council, they have a massive influence over the budget. Key representative for Grand Jide County includes, District 2 representative. You have Marie Johnson, you got Sokan, you got Zoe, you just need them. Then you also have what they call the judicial oversight. Judge S.Y. Remy, the resident judge for the circuit court, ensuring the rules of laws are governed, are seriously governed. Now, the General Auditing Commission has intensified the following ops audit to ensure the local government aren't just receiving recommendation, but actually fixing their financial market. So what did they do? there have been a major push for 93% audit compliance for Grand GDEC. This means the project management committee, they even get inside, is now under straighter pressures to show documents, evidence, receipts, photos, and site visits for every dollar spent from the SDF and the CSD. So if this information is true, then why up to now, the government, the local government, have not been able to make any report to the county council, and the county council have not been able to call a meeting, a town hall meeting, to let the people know what happened to their money in 2024, what happened to their money in 2025. Because when Grant took over as superintendent, he used the 2024 budget that was approved. In that 2024 budget, my people, the Sano road to the court, there was 55,000 United States dollars earmarked to put electricity there, to give it to LRB Energy to expand electricity. 2024 budget finished. We joined in 2025. 2025 was approved. Close to 2025 ending, 2024 budget approval that's supposed to carry current to Sando Road, they not carry current there. We hear about 400,000 United States dollars using for expansion of what? Project. Now, the 2025 expansion, the 2025 400,000 expansion project that the county council, quote unquote, gave a blank check to the superintendent to use in that place. Guess what? Sando Road, that same Sando Road where 55,000 United States dollars were allotted for, were also captured for 2025. Were also captured for 2025 budget. In that 400,000 as one of the targeted community to put electricity there. While this particular thing is going on, Jeremiah Gawosoka, who has now ascended to the position of the county legislative chair. He's now the head. They just had an election. Spoke with LEC management, and LEC management have agreed to work alongside with what? LRB Energy to carry on expansion in Zweju City. Now, why the expansion is expected to carry out in Zweju City, Sano Road community to the court is also earmarked as a targeted point. Who you're fooling here? The county council sitting now, they're not talking. They're behaving like they get cocodolo in their mouth. One community, you're fooling people whole day. One community, 55,000 to carry current to Sano Road. 400,000. Sano Road project is part of that particular, Sano Road. That money, Sano Road is a targeted community for 400,000 project that one of the community to benefit. Jeremiah also can have earmarked other places that they can care current there. The same Sano Road is part of that project. Who you're fooling here? And people sitting down, nobody talking. You're sitting down, nobody talking, nobody discussing it. When the person can talk, oh, Sano Road, that's soon get current. Hey, Katumasa was soon get current. Hey, at the back of the. Let's bring Mr. Smith. The veteran. Good evening. How are you?
Yes. How's everything with you?
I'm okay, veteran. I'm fine.
I learned you are not well.
Yeah, but we put in it. We have to put it. We move it.
Yeah,
So,
today
before the veteran takes over, and Mr. Wright takes over, let me just provide these few information. Now, the latest audit startup for 2025-2026. Let's get this information. The GAC now use a color-coded rating system. Counties or agencies that manage their funds were rated fully compliant green. Issue opting flag. In recent cycle, common issues in the southeastern counties like Grand GDEC have included unsupported expenditure, spending money without receipt, and delay project where contractor receive payment but don't finish the work. 2025, 2026. That they report as so. 2025, 2026. So what was the priority for Grand Judea development? The Grand Judea development priority for 2026. Now the Grand Judea County Council is currently operating under the Grand Judea County Development Agenda, which is aligned with the National Arrest Pillar. Their current to-do list for the county include road connectivity, focusing on the primary corridor connecting Zweju to neighboring counties to reduce travel times and full costs. Agriculture, investing in tools and training to move beyond subsistence farming. Health and sanitation, improving the Zweju Referral Hospital and local clinic through the SDF allocations. Education, ensuring that school fees or supplies are subsidized in areas impacted by mining or local construction. Now, how can you monitor these kind of things? As a citizen, the local government act gives you the right to participate. Here is the money. I mean, this is where the money is being kept, right? Now, let's think. Before we go to this point, you listen to the CDA. They talk about road connectivity. They talk about agriculture. They talk about health and sanitation. They talk about education. County Council, did you see anything down there called electricity? No. No. But electricity was good for us, though. You agree to pump 400,000 United States dollars in expansion of electricity. That's beautiful. Let's move forward. That's wonderful. Right? Now the county council approved the budget and start of the year. PNC spend the money and hire contractors. Audit the book. GSC audit the books every year to find ghost projects or missing cash. Now GSC is saying most of the money spent in Grand Judea, they ain't got received. Oh God! Look, I beg you, yeah. That's what GSC is saying. Yeah, that's what GSC is saying. Some of the money spent in the country, they ain't got report for it. Why? Right? Why? Let's put it right here. Let's put it right here. Let's bring veteran in. Veteran, welcome now to the program. How is it? How's everything?
Before we go to the veteran, let me do this real quick. Veteran, you go out. Veteran, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got a few other fly here.
Hello. Hello. Good evening to you, SHEKU, and good evening, Mr. Wright, and good evening to our listeners, and good evening to people of Grand Judea, and good evening to Mother Liberia. It's been a hectic day. Got up this morning, went to the doctor for my normal checkup, and then I went to visit Mom Miata, and so we had a wonderful time there together, breaking bread together, and then I left from there and rushed here home. So it's been a hectic day for me. And then our special guest that's supposed to be with us tonight, one is Other Reach. Is in Nimba County where the internet is not working well. That is the president of the University of Grand Judea, Toboto. And then, the president, the chairman of the trustee board, William Towa, he's at a waykeeping that they can't allow him to leave from there because. And so all of them have committed that Monday will be a fun time for them to come. So we're trying to get Mr. Bila because he leaving tomorrow to go Ivory Coast to see. He sent us some beautiful historical boundary of Liberia where conflict have been in the past, Sierra Leone border, Guinea border, and Ivory Coast. And wonderful information. He sent it to us before leaving tomorrow for Ivory Coast. So I wanted for him to come, but to get him now, we have to get someone. I don't know whether he will be able to get to the studio in order to do that. So, but then we also had other breaking news that happened concerning the death of Saint Jackson's wife. It's causing some problem in the city because the government is going at the house to do the investigation, and there seems to be tension around his compound. And so we hope all goes well and that thorough investigation happen to see the sudden death of the wife of Sam Jackson. I know most of you all know Sam Jackson. He played a major role, not only as a consultant, financial consultant to different governments, the CDC, the LA government, and he also played a major role in our political discussion, political disco. So our prayers goes to him and his family and to the family of his wife, who happened to be from South Africa. We hope wherever is taking place be resolved peacefully, and we celebrate the deceit and we move on. So I just wanted to share that because that been trending not only on Facebook and other areas in our community where the police sending on his compound for investigation, and it seems like there's a tension taking place at his residence. So we hope that be resolved peacefully wherever the interrogation may be done. Usually it's normally is the case when there is a death, you go through the investigation. But this time it seemed very difficult in the manner, and people looked Mr. Jackson looking at it as witch hunt, the way they're coming to him. But we hope that the police does thorough job in wherever they're going to do to investigate, because there is a third party. The government of South Africa, since you're a citizen of South Africa, will be interested in the outcome of that investigation. So we hope it come smoothly, everybody happy, and move on. So that's where on the veteran man today.
Okay, so let me do this real quick. I want to go over. I want you to call the names of our very committed followers and participants to I Beg to Differ, who call in every night to be part of the show. Last night you did call in, and I wanted to call your name. So when the producer comes back tomorrow, you say you're going to be by here tomorrow, he will do what he usually do with you guys. But I just want to call your name from yesterday. The producer is going to give the full list once he comes back tomorrow. Mr. Emmanuel Cole, thank you for calling in yesterday. Willie Katu, also thank you for being always available on the show. Wilfred Solo, want to thank you for doing that as well. Mr. Hasmin Jallo, thank you for calling in. Francis Williams, thank you for calling in as well. and Amos Ja. Thank you for calling in. And like I said, once the producer comes back up tomorrow, Mr. Wulu, he will do what he usually does at the end of our bi-weekly token. Okay, thank you. Mr. Kurma is back to you.
Thank you very much tonight. Let's listen to Sam Collins. Sam Collins happened to be the police spokesperson on the recent thing that just took place this evening. I think he had a press conference. So let's see if we can hear him right
now. When at the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson, us his side of the story with respect to the police deployment. He gave us a background of the entire situation. And then we thought to reach out to the Liberian National Police to get the police version of the story, if you may, and get some update with respect to what actually transpired, why the huge police deployment at Mr. Jackson's residence, and so forth. So thanks for joining us. I'm Nelson Colette. We have before us the spokesperson of the Liberian National Police, um, um, Mr. Sam Collins. DCP Sam Collins, yeah. Welcome to this special interview. It's good to have you. How are you?
Thank you, Colette. And let me say good evening to all of our viewers, and good evening to those who are joining to get the actual information from the Liberian National Police.
Straight into it, we woke up to the situation this afternoon. First of all, Mr. Jackson's wife is pronounced dead. Following that, there's a huge police deployment at his residence in Old Road. What prompted the police deployment at Mr. Jackson's residence?
Well, like you said in the intro of your question, as it relates to police deployment, I don't know when you refer to a huge deployment, but police are currently deployed at the home of Mr. Jackson because we are conducting what I refer to as a very active homicide situation that occurred overnight at the home of Mr. Jackson. And the police have requested that he help with this ongoing investigation, something that he agreed to initially, but later on he became hostile and turned it down. Police investigators have gone in to examine the scene of the investigation. And so because of his non-compliance posture put up this evening, the police will remain deployed at the scene because he has been declared as a person of interest. And we also see him as a flag race, meaning that he's somebody that can escape the country at any time. And so because he has turned down a peaceful invitation extended him by the Liberian National Police, we want to remain on ground until finally he can accept our to come over to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police.
So where are we now with respect to this entire process? Because you just mentioned an active homicide investigation that's ongoing. Where are we now? Is going pretty close to maybe 18 or 20 hours since the pronouncement was made.
Well, like you said initially, during the beginning of this interview, you talked about deployment. I assume that I agree to that. Yes, indeed, we have officers deployed within the home or the vicinity of the zone. And we got notice that an incident took place. In fact, it was announced that Mr. Jackson and the police made their interest in what he said on his official social media page. We visited the GFK along with representatives from Mr. Jackson, and we also have representatives coming from the South African Embassy, and we also have the coroner from Western County. An initial examination was seen on the cross of the body, and we observed a very deep laceration on the crown of the head. That is the crown of the head of the deceased. And so we got interested in the careful further investigation. We saw what appeared to be bruises on the cross of the body. That
Bruises?
Yeah, that show some form of domestic assault. And so we are investigating what actually led to the death of this lady, who is indeed a South African national.
Now, with everything that's happening now, Mr. Jackson has also told us that two of his workers were taken by the police. Were they arrested, or are they being brought in to help with investigation? What is the situation? What's the actual story around that information when he said that two of his workers were being brought in by the Liberian National Police?
It is something that has been confirmed to you, and the reason behind it, they are all persons of interest. We've been informed by Mr. Jackson himself that those that were brought in by the Liberian National Police helped to clean up what appeared to be blood on the scene of the incident. And if you give us that kind of information, we have a great interest into it. And so those two individuals are actually persons of interest, including Mr. Jackson. So that is the reason why they were brought into the police department.
I want to get that part. The two individuals, were they the ones who admitted to cleaning the blood, or was it Mr. Jackson who said that they did?
The information was that Mr. Jackson also alluded, and so they were brought in the police department as person of interest. Now, let me make this clear. You could be invited as a person of interest. It does not necessarily mean that you are under arrest. Now, when the police start to speak to a person of interest and the police establish grounds that can lead to an arrest, you'll be informed that you are under arrest. So those persons that the police have spoken to them and the police have brought in, let the public be assured or let the public be informed that they are individuals of interest, helping the police with this investigation on them later.
At some point, he mentioned that there was a visitation at the mall and some investigation, forensic investigation or whatever was conducted on the remains of his wife without his consent. How true is that information?
We are investigating an alleged homicide. We do not need the consent of Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson has been declared by the Liberian National Police
Okay, I think this is where the tip ends.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think the tip is still playing.
Mr.
Oh no,
Jackson
hold on. I think the tip is
said
still
that he
playing.
has not had 30 hours of sleep, and he needed time. And he proposed to the police that, hey, allow me to sleep because for the last 30 hours I have not been able to sleep. I will join the police tomorrow, which is after that, after he agreed that we get at the home to see the scene or to examine the scene, and later on him refusing to allow police investigators then the police were left with no alternative but to have men deployed. Because he is a just he became very hostile to police investigator, and we believe that he should be the one assisting officers of the Liberia National Police. He proved this a lot.
Now, you mentioned the South African. You mentioned something about South African delegation. You care to
Representative.
South African representative.
And as because they have later interest into it, so the police went
Be here. I'm sure we have to stop it here.
with the representative from the South African embassy, with the representative of Mr. Jackson and the coroner from Maserati County.
Let's
When are we expected to see Mr. Jackson?
Well, the
Who can
best
be
thing
that the
that
police?
Mr. Jackson can come to his can do right now.
SHEKU. Yeah. SHEKU.
yeah, Mr.
Yeah. Let's begin a discussion on this thing. Let's begin a discussion on this thing.
Yeah,
Here is
it's back to you.
Yeah, can you please mute SHEKU? Can you please mute SHEKU? Here's my take on this. It baffles me, and at the same time, it angers me. You got a guy like Samuel Jackson, highly exposed, experienced, educated. Man in Samuel Jackson behaving absolutely out of order. I watched that video today. Calling the police names, calling the police Gestapo. For those who know what Gestapo means, Gestapo was the Nazi police that they used at the time, the camp that we used to hold, the Jews and other people, and they were exterminating them. So the people that were manning that camp, they called them the Gestapos, meaning they were the evil ones. So he was referring to the police as Gestapos today. Now, we have complained, and we continue to do it, that our brothers and sisters who have lived here in the white man's world, in the Western world, work here, raised family here, went to school here, have the fabric of this society, the Western society, run through them. But when they go to Liberia, they tend to drop all of that. They forget about it. And that is the angering part about it. Let me say this today. I sympathize with Mr. Jackson for the loss of his wife. It is painful. Clearly, I'm with him on that. I sympathize with him. What I don't accept is the fact that Mr. Jackson knows that if he were in New York, where he said he went to school and lived, he would never have done what he did today. Never. He would have cooperated with the police because it was considered a homicide, according to the tip. The body was bruised. There were blood found on the scene. That's considered a homicide. And in these cases, to all listeners, the loved one becomes the first suspect of not suspect, but the person of interest. That's what they do. The love or the married, the husband or the loved one, the boyfriend becomes the first person of interest. That's what they do. Then they call you in for questioning. And listening to the police spokesman, not just now, I think Mr. Jackson could have done better. He could have done better. Now, we can all sympathize with his pain But to bring the anger into this, to politicize your wife's death, I mean, you're doing a dishonor to the lady. I don't think her family going to allow that. But what you have done is that you are saying because you criticize the government, so the government now is accusing you or is looking at you as a suspect. Instead of you cooperating with the government, you now politicize this thing, calling the police Gestapo, all kind of things, insulting on live camera today. You are doing, or you have done, a dishonor to your lovely wife. I'm sorry. I don't know the gentleman, never met him. But I got to say this. That for me, SHEKU, is my disappointment. I'll stop there.
Claudia, how are you? Okay, Claudia gone. Mr. Smith, what's your take?
Yes, I came across the recording that Mr. Wright was just talking about, and I just found out about the death of his wife today through someone that I know who also close or related to Mr. Jackson. And everybody, we're listening to what took place at his house. You would think that hearing from Mr. Jackson that the government, the police were doing something wrong. But I kept on in my mind knowing that there's a common practice that such a thing happened. They do thorough investigation to establish what happened. But hearing the tape that you just played, there have been some kind of communication between him and the police, and sort of agree to cooperate. And now what transpired when you agree and then later on change your mind from participating? So with all the tape that you just played, SHEKU, I would have been thinking that the police just went to Jackson's house and just because he used to criticize them and invading his privacy. But hearing from Sam Collins, the spokesperson of the police, that Jackson and them had some kind of arrangement that they were going to come and interview or to try the investigation, come to his house. But then he changed his mind. And after he changed his mind, that what prompted the police to carry a large, because he could be someone to escape the country, and according to what Collins stated. So I think there's still an active investigation. Primarily, why government have to be part of this investigation, because the citizen is not, if it was a Liberian, still the government will investigate, but it's a citizen from South Africa. And I heard Collins saying that they brought also somebody from the embassy of South Africa to be part of this whole what was taking place, because they have interest in their daughter death too, or the citizen death. So this is a tough investigation. I hope it goes on peacefully, and I know maybe he was just angry and he met some of his I didn't know the lady in the video who were trying to calm him down. So Mr. Jackson, be calm. You yourself not well. Be calm. And still he was not listening to that woman and started exchanging all these words. Now, death can affect people in so many ways. Some people can take death and be calm. Some people can take death thinking that somebody coming after them. So I'm thinking maybe that's what he's going through. So I hope the next time the police try to interact with him, should bring a psychologist or somebody who can work on human interaction to be part of this investigation to talk, calm Mr. Jackson down. We know you are grieving, but the police must do their job. I hope the police have somebody, psychology or someone that can work with a family person, because all of us grieve differently. So I'm hoping that it's just a grieving part of Mr. Jackson. That's how he is doing that. But from the other facts that the police have gathered, then he should also be on the police side, finding out who really did this to my wife. If it's not him, but then who did this? How all these marks are on his wife and all these things. So, so I think the police have a right to investigate that, seeing all the marks on the body to establish what really happened in 24 hours before the incident, what happened. So I look forward that whatever the investigation will lead to will be justice to this lady who I don't know, but I learned she a beautiful woman, but now she is deceased. To her husband, he used to talk lovely about his wife, young wife. And so I hope then the daughter of this woman will be coming to our land. She a lawyer too. So he always used to say, I have two strong lawyers in my family. My wife is a lawyer, which is the deceased, and then my daughter is a lawyer also. So we hope justice be done. He have all these people who will be there to seek your interest. So I hope peace prevail. The South African governments also will have lawyer too, because it's their citizen, that the whole thing come to a conclusion that will be fair justice to the deceased, and that the funeral can take place, and we all can, the family can mourn, and we can go beyond this. So I hope for the best. I hope for good cooperation for the investigation, that it will end peacefully. That's my take.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Claudia, you on now? You ready?
Yes, I'm
Welcome.
on now.
I'm on now.
Thank you very much. Sorry, it's the network. I don't know. It keeps going in and out.
Yeah, go ahead, Claudia.
Can't
I
hear
mean,
you.
what's your take? What are some of the information you got today, and how can you wait on this?
How is everyone doing today?
Pretty good.
Claudia, you good? Can we roll?
Issues
Tell
that
us,
come
bro.
out
I
of
mean, what's
investigations
your
in Liberia that causes a lot of
okay?
Okay, can you hear me now? All right, I'm having some network problems. Let me reconnect.
Claudia, go ahead. I think Claudia is having a problem. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
Well,
having a
well,
problem.
well, the thing, yeah, I mean, but her mic is unmuted.
It's unmuted. I think she's having a problem. Claude, you can go out and come back in. Yeah. Um, I interacted with Jackson on one occasion. I mean, Ma Miata wanted us to have had him on our state podium show. You know,
And
economically
he
to
dodged
explain
the
certain
interview.
things.
He dodged the invitation. He ran away.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to. Uh, I wasn't surprised when I was told, or when you people say he was very, very much, insulted in the video. I have never met him, but he really, really insulted me. Just to tell him that, look, Mamiata gave me your number to come on the show as SYZ. I don't know where he was that day, but he was too insulted. He gave it to me hot, and I didn't hold back. I waited on him too. So for me, I know him to be very rude, papi. But I'm sorry what he's going through right now. And I'm shocked to hear that the late wife has bruises. She had blood coming up. I think it deserves some sort of investigation. What really went on. And if he knows nothing about it, I think he should be in the position to help the police find out exactly, like the veteran said, what has gone on wrong. People who were in the compound, accordingly, who helped to wipe blood from the floor, let them be able to explain what happened before the blood came up. Did she have any sickness that had to make her to vomit blood? What was she doing? Probably maybe she fell off and then she knocked her head on something. Did they have CC camera in the house? How can they explain what brought out calling the ambulance and why the ambulance did not come on time? You know, didn't they have vehicle in the yard? Such a beautiful home. And I'm sure he wouldn't come to Liberia without having vehicle, you know, in the yard to rush into those kind of places. Did the vehicle have problem? Didn't it have fuel in it? I mean, the police, they're right to do the investigation, because if they don't also do this investigation appropriately, it will also have some negative effect on the police. And like Mr. Wright said, I haven't seen most of our Liberian brothers and sisters, you know, being arrested in those advanced countries, and then they go back at the police to even insult them. The first thing, the police wouldn't take that from you. Put your hands behind you. You will put your hands behind you. Any attempt to put your hand in your pocket, they will shoot you, because you got different intentions. So you follow their instruction. If they are not too satisfied with you and you're putting up some other issues, they call off a backup. And backup comes. That's why we see. Sometimes we watch them. But in Liberia today, I don't know, it's because of the kind of friendly environment the police have had with the people. You have one police person living with you in a community for so many years, or that kind of normal phenomenon that we've taken, that if police goes to the house and say, look, you're under arrest, or they see you somewhere, they don't have respect for the Liberian National Police. So let the police do their work. Let them check. Let them know exactly what happened. And those kind of people, most of the institutions we got around here today, they are affording to buy CCTV. So I'm very sure, I'm optimistic that Mr. Jackson will have a CCTV in and around his house, or around his house, to know whether there was intruder. What's the medical record for the woman? Was she sick? Those things have to be known. So let people not politicize it, because I mean, the individual is hot on the government in terms of weighing, you know, issues on the Spoon Network. It has to be properly investigated, because if it's not, remember, people will allude it to the fact that, or people will prehend, you know, that this woman was targeted by the government because Sam Jackson is so hot in terms of discussing government issues and what have you. So I support the idea, and I roll with you, Mr. Smith, that let the police do their work. And it's in line with Mr. Wright. I think all of us saying the same thing, probably maybe in different contexts. Now let them do their work and let the work be done. And he has to calm down, because no matter what, No matter, you know, you lost someone, but if you find people coming in to do investigation that will help to know what happened to that person, I think it requires some sort of employ for that institution that's doing that. So Claudia, you're back on now. Can we hear you? Is it possible?
Okay, um, am I clear now?
Yes, Claudia, you are very clear. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, that's good. When when it comes to the Liberian National Police, um, you find out that a lot of the cases that they deal with are based off of assumptions and people calling them and saying, okay, this is what I saw. I remember I saw something like this, and they run on those leads. We don't have good forensics. We don't have proper tools and all those things that can help police to really, tally up an investigation. But we also know that we have illnesses that can cause the body to develop sores, lacerations, and all kind of things. Cancer, most especially, one of the leading diseases and sickness here in Liberia that affects a lot of women. And they don't even know about it until they pass away. And luckily, maybe an autopsy is done, and then we know the cause of death. But when it comes to this kind of issue, we also know domestic violence is real. There's so much domestic abuse happening in closed doors. Some people know about it. Maybe the police were pinched. Maybe environment, neighbors around were like, oh, we've heard them always making noise, arguing, a slap here and there. But there had to have been some substantial fact that led the police to look at him to be a suspect. But gone are the days where a deceased person is found and the person of interest is the person who found them. Because I went through a similar situation where a car hit someone and I wanted to see how best I could save that person's life, get them to the hospital, and was later chastised and questioned, and I felt like I was the car that hit the person, So I also know that the LNP sometimes don't start the proper investigation. They just want to catch somebody, ask them what they know, and start taking leads from that point. If the police have substantial evidence, I think that's what they need to lay out there. They need to put it out there so that if it is true, Mr. Johnson can be weakened by that fact, that evidence, and turn himself in. But I know if I'm innocent of a crime, I might show some aggression. I'll tell you, look, come for me, come. Let me see you come. Because I know that I'm innocent. I know that I didn't have anything to do with it. But if Mr. Johnson is innocent, this is his chance now to prove that whatever those lacerations, the sores, the scars, the bleeding marks, the blood, whatever it is, he should be able to say, this is what I know my wife was suffering from. She had nosebleeds often. Maybe she was hemorrhaging. Maybe she had tubal problems or a tumor or something. There got to be something he should be doing in the background to clear his name. It's almost like the movie Fugitive. You're running away from a crime that you did not commit, but you don't have a way to prove it right away. So you need to be proving it while you're on the run. So I think he needs to put his evidence together and come back to the police, because they didn't say they want to arrest him, but they think that he has some involvement in her death. So he needs to come out and show what he has to prove him innocent to the reason of doubt, so that he won't have to go through that prison and all the other stuff that comes with, being accused of a crime, a very serious crime. But domestic violence is real. A woman can be beaten for 5 years, all those internal injuries over and over again, and the last blow could be that fatal blow where she might go into a coma for a couple of days. Doctors will not even know that her husband slapped her ear, and she passes away. Luckily for them, he's someone that's already in the spotlight. But if it's me, I'm just going to be buried as another woman who died. So I think that the police are going about it the right way. I'm sure they have some kind of evidence.
You can
That's
keep talking. I
maybe
just want to share the images while you're talking. Claudia, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, wow, what am I looking at? Is
That's a
I
leg.
came on the show.
That's a lady's leg. I'm just sharing the images that the police are referring to.
Okay, well, like I said, domestic violence is all over the place. A lot of people talk bad about Maya Angelou, but I know when she was in power, I myself was not being beaten by any man. I was not being traumatized or, finding every corner I go, man, and being aggressive towards me. But now, today, it's almost like women don't have the right anymore to just be independent and be themselves. If you act too hard, someone will slap your ear. Your man will slap your ear.
Claudia, you a woman. I like the way you're going with it. But look at this. Look at this image on this lady arm. What do you think could have caused this? Because it looks very deep.
Well, that image looks like
This is not just a laceration.
it's
This is deep.
like they were fighting. She was trying to defend herself somewhere, some kind of way, and her knee probably hit an edge of something. It was kind of drag a bit, you know. And looking at her skin, she probably was using I don't want to say bleaching cream. I could call it even bleaching. If you bleach too much, you can get such sores and these blue sores and all kind of stuff
What
can
about
come
this
in.
one? Is this got to be a result from a punch or something like that? What do you think? I mean,
But
you're the
that's
woman.
definitely a punch. That's a punch. Okay, that's not like you cry for 1 week, your eyes swell up. That's a punch. A punch dead in your eye, and it's probably about a week old.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
I I don't want to be so involved into this, but it's something I have been experiencing for the past 5 years.
But
And it's
look
like
at the other
something
scene too. Claudia, look at this scene. This is a very disturbing scene right here. I
yeah,
saw this. My heart sunk straight. You know.
yeah. I see a lot of myself in these pictures. This is a sign of a woman who's being abused, bullied,
Exactly.
controlled, talked
Yes.
bad to, told they amount to nothing. And everyone has told her to get away. She doesn't want to go. She's probably left him, come back over and over again. He knocks on her door. She lets him in. I know how the story goes. She's just like so many statistics of women who have been beaten to death. And luckily for her, she's light skinned. If it was a black woman like me laying there, no one would care. But you got a beautiful, attractive woman where no one can understand why she put up with that. So now it looks pitiful. It looks sad. Now people are feeling it. But Liberia needs to wake up. Domestic violence is real. Women, when you see a dead body on the street, they were beaten up. You don't have to be beaten up today and die today. You can be beaten on Monday. You have internal injuries on Tuesday. By Wednesday, Thursday, inflammation, swelling before you look. Your blood pressure goes up before you look, you die. My best friend passed away like that. She was my best friend. Her husband beat her, beat her, beat her, beat her, beat her. She passed away. And he, instead of calling for help, he wrapped her body in a bed sheet, tried to smuggle her out. The community saw him. And that was how her story got told. And presently, he's in Salt Beach. And I stood my ground. Under any kind of investigation the police wanted to hold, I made sure that I answered to their call. I was at Central, and I gave my side of the story because it's real. This is very obvious. I mean, you can be someone who you don't have to know anything about. There's some people that have never seen a sick person. They've never seen any violence, blood, bad movies. This picture is very obvious. Don't just look at her, look around her, look on the table, look at the drinks. You got Pringles, people chilling. More than one person was there. We don't know how many. We don't know if she's intoxicated or drugged up. if maybe all those people that were sitting there all had turns doing what they needed to do to her. We don't know her position in the home. Was she his wife or his slave? Was she his wife or his maid? We don't know. We don't know. And the person that knows is the person that went to the police, and that's where they got their grounds. And they're standing their ground. So if Mr. Johnson is hearing this or will hear anything, he needs to know that what he's been doing, if he did it, was wrong, and justice has to be served. And that's all I have to say.
And second, if I may just add, to what Claudia already gave a very vivid description, and I'm happy she gave me some first-hand information about these kind of situations. But it goes back to what I was saying in my first comments. No caring husband, boyfriend, loved one will ever see these kind of things, happen to your wife, and don't want the police to come in and investigate, and then try to want to politicize it. What? Are you kidding me? This happened to my lovely Diffel, and then somebody kind of said, "Oh no, y'all Gestapo, y'all mother, using all the profanity on the face of the earth." I would never do that. Never. I will welcome that and say,
Mr. Wright, if you look at this picture, was this picture taken by the police?
I don't think so. I think we're taken by the person who went to the police.
I think that's the evidence the police is basically.
If you look at this picture, if this woman was still alive, the picture we're looking at, if this woman was still alive when this picture was taken, you come to realize that, I mean, she's actually in fear. She was like assaulted. She finding I don't know, but I mean, this picture is
I agree.
it shows a complete. Probably
She looks unconscious.
Yes. And there's this one that you hit. Let me see whether this one. If you look at this one, no.
And Claudia, this is not her leg. This is her arm.
This her arm, Claudia.
Yes.
This her arm.
Yes, it's her arm. Yes, it's her arm. Like that's
not the leg.
I see her chest in front with her
Yeah, she has a hit on the on her arm. If you come back here, you see the legs. She also this
woman went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Claudia.
Before we start acting like an Inspector Gadget, was there any autopsy done? Cause of death, was that revealed? Because it happened. It happened in
Claudia. The investigation had just started, and that's why they have named him as the person of interest for this particular investigation. And probably previously, according to Sam Collins, he had agreed to be part of the investigation. But then what made them to deploy officers now in the home was because he later on started, to put up actions. I mean, calling scenes. People who went to help in the investigation, you're calling their names, you're insulting them. So their fear is he shouldn't leave the country because he got his passport. He could move anytime. So he should stay back for the investigation. And that's why they had to put men around his house, to check on him.
How long were they married?
You gotta mute.
What do you think with the kind of images you're seeing? What do you think?
First, I don't know whether the police have in their possession a psychology or something that they can help to bring people, like people who might be grieving, whether the person grieving the right way or confused or whatever. I think they should have someone like that part of the investigation that they will engage Sam Jackson to calm down so they can do their job. I don't know. We have individual like that on the staff of the police, but it's needed in these circumstances because on one hand, if he actually did it, but I don't know, allegedly, we don't know. Uh, he also grieving too. Sometimes you might do something and still grieve. So in this type of situation, since we don't know, there is no investigation is not completed. I think we need someone who know how to work on human minds to help him to cooperate because it's in his interest that you find what happened. If, as Claudia stated, if it's something internally with his wife that she died for natural causes, then they will find her. The police, the doctor, I know they will have doctor looking at it, autopsy, looking at having an autopsy to see what really happened. So I know people grieve differently, but in this instance, you need somebody to calm me down that is in his own interest and to help him to grieve. Let's find out what really happened to your wife. It's hurting you too. And, let's go through the process. And if you go through the process, then you can finally bury your wife and then everybody can move on. But he hyper right now and needs someone to bring him down. And whether the police have that type of person or the government or private people or family people that can have somebody to tell him to calm down and so that the investigation can take. Because with all that, with all his cooperation, there will be no investigation. When we not know the factual things that happen, we see these things, but Mr. Jackson might have other, might have something to say of all of this. We don't know whether it will be factual or not, but that's why the police is looking for his cooperation. She fell down? Why that is on her foot? And maybe she went to hospital too. They will have to go to somebody hospital. I heard something about Cali Hospital or wherever. They have records there. So that all could be part of the investigation. So wherever she went for treatment, those records will be part of the investigation. Maybe it will justify, will collaborate, will somehow bring some understanding where all these masks come from. And it may be a natural death. We know yet. But until he can cooperate with the police, give some information, and where if they want more information, whether it's the hospital she went to, we collaborate. What's the word I want to use? Where his wordings or what he said, he has something to back his words. That the hospital record will back his words, and that there was something she was going through. If not, then he have to answer it. And if he can't answer it, then the government will, the investigator will find some kind of way, find other experts to come in to check all these things to see whether it was natural wounds or there's are inflicted wounds, and all of that would be part of the investigation. So he's needed. His own his expertise, not expertise, but he lived with the woman for so many years. He knows something that we all don't know. So whatever he say will be helpful to him or harmful to him. So he was. He need a lawyer too. So I hope he have a lawyer now to represent him
You
because
know, Veteran Smith, this is where I'll finish. Instead of Mr. Jackson throwing tantrums around, he need to get himself a lawyer. What Mr. Jackson need to be glad or maybe happy about is that he's not taking the custody. This is a domestic violence. This woman has been in the house with you. And look at the injuries she sustained this while she was in the house. Did she go out and somebody did this to her? Did somebody come in the house while you were there, Mr. Jackson, that did this to your wife? You know, she left to you. And look at all the images. So he needs to calm down. Stop throwing tantrums around. And I'm going to tell somebody, Mr. Jackson is a street dude. He knows what he's doing. Mr. Veteran Smith, I am not in for that psychology stuff. No way. Let's not intellectualize this. Somebody got abused for a very long time and in the end lost their life. Mr. Jackson knows what he's doing. Okay? So he needs to stop throwing tantrum and work with the police. And the police have been very professional. I got to give it to them. You know, I didn't see the images until now. And I got to really commend them. Because here in America, with these kind of images, no, Mr. Johnson is hell, completely hell. You will not be a free man right now. They will ask you to come with a lawyer. He knows that. Only in Liberia, he can call police for names and still be a free man with this kind of stuff going on. Even if they were more still alive and this picture become a public like this, they could still arrest him. He will still be suspect number one. Still be suspect number one. Let alone that she has passed on. So I don't understand where he's coming from with all of this, you know, calling police names and, you know, all the insults. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. The people saw the body, like the guy said. They saw the body and they saw blood on the scene. What do you expect the people to do? That was the fact that he is still giving him the freedom to even walk around and be insulting them, you know, to the faces. You gotta give it to the police. In this case, we gotta give it to the police.
And Mr. Ray, I'm not cutting you off. We've said scenery, picture have come up. You will find women movement, all the other things. You know, these things happen. The football player, the NFL will have to come in. The player have to be put aside. Women movement will have to come up because it's one of their own. So this thing could lead to so many other things coming up. So that's why you need to cooperate with police people to get bigger. Because other women movements seeing this picture, they will come out what the government is doing, what's happening to, you know. So this could come bigger if not taking, you know.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned, I think someone mentioned the embassy of South Africa. If they are looking at these images, my God, they got to be some of the most angriest people right now on the face of the planet. They must be angry as hell looking at these pictures. This is a woman that was clearly abused, subjected to violence, untold violence. Yes, clearly. You cannot deny that. And for him to not be calm and want to cooperate with the police, this is your lovely wife. This is the woman you paraded to the Liberian people. You know? And now she's dead, and the police want to come and assist in the discovery process, and you dare insulting the police. This is unbelievable. And I agree with you, Veteran Smith. In fact, where is the how do they call them? The Ministry of that Women and something, or children, whatever it is. Something.
Gender ministry, gender.
You know, I know the problem was waiting for, you know, police investigation. No, it makes some comment. Let's hear you. Giving these pictures, you got to say something. That's the problem with the people. But if it was some kind of politician, let's say somebody from ANC or CDC, they will be all over the place because they won't be seen politically. You know. Why aren't they making coming now? Why? We should be hearing from these people now. This is not about politics. Nobody should put politics into this thing. A poor woman has lost her life. And it's painful to know that she went through all of this before she died. This is what I'm processing in my mind right now. That the woman went through a lot before she met her end. And we should all be able to internally process that. Imagine your loved one, imagine your sister, your wife, or your mother, your aunt, being subjected to this kind of abuse, and then finally lost a life. I wouldn't want to see her husband or the boyfriend cussing the police. I want to see her husband come and say, welcome the police in the home. And say, where do you want us to go? I'm willing to talk. What evidence do you have? I need to know. These are the kind of cooperation I would want to see going on. And not somebody throwing tantrum, calling police names. That, for me, is nothing but a deflection.
Seriously, we look at pictures. I mean, if my hands are clean, I didn't beat her. I mean, we didn't have any problem. And I came and noticed my wife, God forbid, in such a situation, I had to call ambulance, and ambulance not there. Me, that was me, and I even getting over, because that old man will not say he ain't got a car in Monrovia. He called the ambulance is down. You got a vehicle is down. And then something like that went on. I mean, your wife is dead. Then police came in to do an investigation. You open the doors for them to do the investigation. We only saying it, but when it comes to these things, the police would be very careful, because they also know who's mentioned in the case. They also know exactly if they mess up with the case, the next thing they will start hearing, it will go, wow, how they didn't do a good job and what have you. But I don't think this is the time to allow, politics to enter into this investigation. Like, yes, they want to turn the investigation around because they know I can buy them off them. I can say this to them. This involves human life. That's why you marry this woman. This woman is a South African. She's a different nationality. So she also has family. For her to even agree to come with you home, I mean, it means she loves you. She didn't just come. She came because she loves you. So if there are issues like that affecting her, or probably maybe that may have led to her death, there should be an appropriate investigation into this kind of matters, which is very, very important, too much important. So I don't see the reason why he has to go that way on the police. And not just him. Let me say this to everyone. Domestic violence is crazy. Mr. Wright and others. I saw the guy. I was watching a film, and from that day, I just caught myself. I said, look, I think I don't even have to follow this step. Yeah, to be honest. The guy had his children went to school, and he came from out, and he said something to his wife, and his wife was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." If he says one, the woman will say more like 20 or 30 or something, like coming from her mouth. So he was so angry at the back of his hands, he just sent it like this in that kind of angry, just one slap, man, and the woman fed up. She didn't talk again, and he was like, this nonsense, it has to stop. I don't like it. I'm talking as a man. You are talking. It's too much. She stayed on the ground. And after he caused all of the noise, he went there like, wake up. I'm sorry. I mean, you made me to do this. The woman was dead. The kids came from work. He has to drag the body under the bed, and the kids said, where is mommy? That question alone, he couldn't stand it. He burst into crying. I mean, the children were so concerned. Police came in. They caught him, and he got arrested. Now, these things, sometimes you can't live with the person. You just find your way out. You can't live with them. Let it go. But with the kind of pictures that are coming up and the kind of way he's behaving, it's drawing more like concern, into this. Now, if the police go into investigation, whether politically, which I don't want to even mention that it's going to be political as he was saying, but they're going to go into their investigation professionally, and if they find some flux into this, that he got hands, apparently they were having argument, and something or shots went on and the woman dropped and that's how she didn't wake up again. If they come to realize this, that he got hands in it, trust me, the old man will go to jail for lifetime. You like it or not. And this is not a good thing. I don't want to pretend. I don't want to go before the investigation. I'm just saying something. I'm perceiving something. You know, I'm not saying that's
and Sekou, let me just add, imagine the Austin case in Ghana. Liberians been all on Facebook. We've been on Facebook, even some Liberians calling for transparency and justice. Imagine that. And now this is happening to our own country. So African national who is married to one of our own is murdered in this kind of despicable, evil, unthinkable, violent conduct. It's unacceptable. I don't want to add that to SHEKU.
I feel for the daughter. She might be coming. She a lawyer. How will you come under this condition? Your mother is dead. Your stepfather, and I mean, this is a difficult something for the family before you even try to think about the two nations that will be looking into the investigation. But just the human side of it, it's a tragedy. For you want to see your loved one in this condition or wherever, or even investigating her death. I mean, just looking at if you were the daughter or the son, and when you come in to see your mother, although she a lawyer said she will, the toll of her mother's death said she will may be able to represent her. Her mother said, no matter of your legal background,
she will break down. She will
break down. Mm-hmm. So I hope that's why I keep on saying psychology or wherever something to be in between, to be with the family in this difficult. And Mr. Wright, that's what I was trying to say. No matter how difficult it is to even see the graphic of the photo, we still need maybe religious leader or church, if you're not a church person or wherever, to be with the family, because this is a difficult situation. Even being a woman, to see other women in this type of, we have to, you have to feel the impact of it. So everybody is having an impact on everybody, whether it's your family or not your family, but just to see this type of tragedy, you try to make sense out of it, and you can't make sense out of it because the person is gone. Then you will be guessing, say, could something would have been done before? Why nobody reported this matter? Why, if there was a problem within the house, why it was not brought to authority? Why are we just finding this all right now? All of these issues might come part of the investigation, or people will feel guilty that, or maybe even the daughter, if she come, if they interview her too. Did you ever have any knowledge this thing was going on between your stepdad or mom or anything? Or this was also a shock to you? This have never happened. So all of that will be brought into the investigation. That's why I look at it as very tragic.
All right.
SHEKU, I want to share an image with you.
Go ahead.
What I'm sorry, but I just put it. What happened? Oh, all right. Hold on, let me see. I mean, this guy doing some real weird. I'm telling you. There you go. There's an image. There's an image right here. There's a man who wife gets passed away. What is your reading? What is your reading to this story?
The guy is very crazy, dude.
I can't believe it. My wife just passed away.
Is there an old picture or a recent picture?
No, we had her. My first meal in 30 hours. I don't know if I can make it along. Put to the distraught. Can't concentrate. But I have to be strong for my family and my wife's people.
Is it?
Nah,
Is this a
nah.
real? Is this a real? How do I call it? Is it the real profile of Samuel
Yeah,
Jackson?
Samuel Jackson, right there. Right there.
Hmm. Okay, let's see what Mami Ata says here. Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, Mommy, that come on. If
Mami
you
Ata
want to
just
talk.
wrote something.
Yeah, Mommy, that come on.
She
If you want
said,
to talk.
you know, she's not too well. You know, she's not too well. She said,
I
are
know
the
it's
picture
recovery.
real?
I know it's recovery.
Do they look alike? Who took them? When? Even if it's true, how? What's that? How do you go? I mean, how do go send a truck capable of police to the home of a man who is in less than 24 hours lost his wife? Is he not in shock, traumatized, in denial, or disillusion? That's what she wrote, and then she had this coming up. She said the police couldn't wait. This is insensitivity. All right. That's why she's writing there. The police should wait, but the police says he's Mamiata. The police say he's a person of interest, and he has to help in the investigation. More precise, if his recent actions, they don't want him to leave the country. That's what they're saying, Mamiata. If you're listening, they don't want him to leave the country.
I felt the same way like mommy, but when I heard the audio, they saw heard the audio and the visual audio from Sam Collins, who they had an agreement. Both Mr. Jackson and the police had an agreement for this investigation to take place. That's the only play, and he agreed for the investigation. Then he changed his mind. If that is true, now I'm just saying what Colin said. If that is true, then I think that's where everything went wrong, because the police must interact with Mr. Jackson in a peaceful manner and say, "It's your wife. Let's have an investigation. Let's do it because it's in your interest." And if he agreed, and then later on change, that's the part needs some more clarification. If Mr. Jackson really changed after he agreed. So if Mr. Collins listening to this and he can call us to clarify that in that agreement, did Mr. Jackson agree for you to come to his place for the investigation and then later on he changed? If that is true, then it troubled me.
Yeah, let me just give my own, comment to what Mamiata wrote. Mamiata, you and I know how these things work. The playbook that the police is going by in Liberia, it's the same playbook that is going by that is being used here in America and other places. When these things happen and they go and see the body or they hear from the coroner that this thing may be a homicide, the first person of interest is the loved one or the boyfriend or the husband. And to have Mr. Jackson throwing tantrums around like he did on the videos that are circulating on the internet, it puts him in a very bad light. And he knows this. There's no excuse for that. No excuse. No, we will be the same people here, SHEKU. We will be the same people. If Mr. Jackson, God forbid, slipped through the crack and is in somewhere in Europe or Asia sitting down and say the police want to politicize my woman's death, so I had to leave. We will be the same person. What is Gregory Coleman doing? Is he just getting paid and how to portray him, taking pictures, him some ball, all that kind of thing? Now the man is doing work. My man, I saying why the people being insensitive. No, my man, they're not being insensitive. They're doing the job. They're even helping Mr. Jackson. I mean, you can't be saying to Mamiata as if a female looking at these pictures And you want to defend this? God, the police is being overzealous? No, they're not being overzealous. They're not being insensitive. No, we should be thanking the police for doing the job. Because if Mr. Jackson stepped through the crack today, we will be the same one to say that the police didn't worth a damn.
Okay, Mr. Wright, DN News. DN News is also reporting some quotations. They say here are direct quotations from Jackson while narrating the ordeal. One, yesterday, I had a radio program at OKFM. Two, I left my house by 8:20. Whether PM or AM is not there. Three, I told my wife that I was going to come back and take her shopping before there is a wedding today. Because there is a wedding today. Three, before I came back, I called around 10 o'clock to make sure she was ready. Four, I told the cook to go and knock on the door, and she said she was probably sleeping or something like that. Five, when I came in and went into the room, I saw my wife lying in a pool of blood, fully conscious or semi-conscious. Six, that's when I called my employee to come and get her. Seven, she was totally naked, so she has to put clothes on her and take her to Catholic. 8, they did tests on her and found that she has a brain injury, probably from a fall or a fall where she hit her head. Now, this is it. If this is the information, then I think Jackson should allow the police to do a full investigation.
Yeah.
I think Jackson
Sure.
should allow the
Sure.
police to do a full investigation. This will help. Because you came back and saw your wife lying down in a pool of blood. Apparently she fell and hurt herself. I think they should allow the police to do a full investigation. Hello?
Yeah, SHEKU, hello.
Yes, name, where you calling from?
I am Marcus to calling from Kula Bapa Zwedru.
Marcus, welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. Based on the explanation Mr. Jackson gave, Mr. Jackson supposed to be patient matter for the police to go through the investigation. And when the police go through the investigation, that investigation, if Mr. Jackson have no foul play, then it is in Mr. Jackson's interest.
Mm-hmm.
But if Mr. Jackson left the house and while leaving the house and set up a mission that will have to kill the woman, and he pretended that everything was well, then you will see Mr. Jackson putting on a kind of a defense or wanting to slip and go to different countries and finally means that the police want to politicize it.
Mm-hmm.
But if Mr. Jackson is innocent of his wife, Mr. Jackson must allow the police to investigate so of what transpired
Mm-hmm.
in his interest. Then he can be set free.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my opinion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. If any one of you out there and we want to also be a part of the discussion, apparently you want to put your calls in or you want to weigh on this, we can allow you to do that. All you need to do is to put your calls on 081 143504 0776 105 105. Let's hear you. Let's talk 0776 105 105.
When we're looking at other parts, can you imagine?
That was part of the investigation.
What investigation is there to look at my web private part where all these pathologists or competent forensic on my side? Because it is they have their investigator, right? They should have asked my permission to part of that. Belong to the government of Nigeria. Head to the South African embassy. That belongs to me. And if they wanted to look up, they should have called me. Just asking, we want to do a full-scale thing. I said, okay, then I have to have an accompanying pathologist or forensic person there. But they were just curious. They were just curious, looking at body parts. That's what they were just curious, looking at body parts.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's yeah, he has his own side. I mean,
SHEKU, I gotta shake my head on this one. I got to. Every time we play a tape from Jackson, he implicates himself more. He dig a deeper hole for himself. I mean, look at a man that's supposed to be grieving, saying stuff like that.
How did you discover that?
Because one of my representatives was there.
let's take this person. Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Your name?
I'm Arthur Delano, starting opposite the palace.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this story started looking sad.
Mhm.
Yeah. If that is in my case, I think I will invite the police and really talk with them. And even if they don't want to do it, I will appeal to the prophet to find out how it happened.
Okay.
Because for me, I left the house, I left my wife home. I didn't know about the story. Then I made her there like that, in bloodshed. I will immediately inform the police so that they can come and do their best
Okay.
by helping me. But if I know about it, and then maybe I will be tracking the case so that they will not know about me. So yeah. So when he now, if he can prove himself, then people can know that he's not part of it.
Okay.
But if he follow it, then well, he can be tracking the case. Then we'll look at it and see what happens. Forgetting to know that they have somebody that's looking at how that defending her too.
Okay.
And so now because it is wife to you so that you can just run decision by anything that harming her. Thank you for the show. I'm sorry for the incident.
All right. Thank you. This person. Hello?
Hello?
Is it Mavic?
Yeah, this is Margaret. Thank you.
Let's hear you, Ma.
Thank you for the recognition. You see, let me say good evening to our panelists and good evening to you. You see, SHEKU, my son, let me tell you something. People do something and cover up. They do cover up. Don't you know, to my analysis, that guy knew that woman died and he pretended to he went for good where you come away, then you raise alarm. You know, this is what is full of criminal. Yeah. My analysis, I listen to the show, doing my analysis.
Okay.
People are doing criminal tactics. Yeah, he and knew that the woman died, and he said, "Let me go out there, window, and if I can't raise alarm."
Okay.
That's my analysis. Thank you for the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Keep the calls coming to 081 14 35 04. Let's take this pricing. Hello?
Yeah, Seku.
Yeah?
Marcos again.
Yeah, Marcus, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, I just heard Mr. Jackson saying that they were looking at West private part after she has been dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that is the issue. The issue with that Mr. Jackson is supposed to be putting on, supposed to be, he wants to know what killed his wife.
Okay.
That should singular in Mr. Jackson's mind. And let he be chasing the reality.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Jackson is chasing after a dead woman's private part,
Mm-hmm.
which we are not looking at after the death. We are looking at what killed the woman. So Mr. Jackson needs to bring his mind back to what killed the woman. A period that Mr. Jackson action can tell us and tell the world what transpired.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we are not security, we are not police, but rationally, we all can put up our thinking cap, and we all can make analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So let Mr. Johnson start buffering the issue here and there and look at the reality.
Okay.
Yes. But if Mr. Johnson will start living the reality and start looking at the dead woman private part and this and that, which is unethical, then we can hold Mr. Johnson feet to the fire hand.
Okay.
A simple analysis. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Keep the calls coming to 081 14 35 040776 105 105. Let's hear you tonight. On this, what do you think? Why, Mr. Right? Why? you were listening to Mr. Jassy, you shaking your head.
It's unbelievable, man. I say, man.
Let's take this person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man. Hello?
Yeah, hello, brother. Seku.
Yeah, Hashmi?
Yeah.
Let's hear you. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Okay, my name Asmi Jala, calling from FE community.
Mm-hmm.
You see, brother Seku, our people, we black people,
Mm-hmm.
we can go America, we can go Europe and Asia,
Mm-hmm.
and some African countries. We can submit to that people then security. But if we come back to our own country, we not let to submit a particular country, police, or any security,
Mm-hmm.
or the civilian are there, the people are there, your brother and the sister, you live in that particular country, give you opportunity, you win.
Mm-hmm.
So you can respect and again you feel that you now you come from heaven. The people they in heaven. So you not get time for them.
Okay.
You are your whole life resurrected.
Okay.
So now for me now putting Mr. Jazzy in there kind of problem because he don't have respect for nobody. And also our people, African, black, and how we can be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll take just 3 calls and then we go back to, the talking because 12 o'clock we have to be out of here. Keep your calls coming to 081 1435 04 0776 105 105. Let's hear you tonight. 081 1435 04 0776 105 105. Let's hear you. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Name?
My name is Charles Kamei calling from Sanero.
Charles, let's hear you.
Okay. From the reading after the quote there, Mr. Jassy, he said before getting back home, he asked the cook to check on his wife before getting home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want that the cook explain to the audience that after the man left the house 8 o'clock, if she come out from her room, before she going back sleeping at that something, let it ask her what will happen in the house first. Yeah, because after leaving the house 8 o'clock before coming back 10, you not expect a woman to be in the room all the time. Maybe she will come in the living room to take scope around the house sometimes.
Mm.
So they should ask the woman that left in the house with the woman. Yes.
Okay. They should ask the cook, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for your thought. I mean, it's wonderful hearing you. Yeah. Let's see if we can get two more persons right here. 0881 1435 040776 105 105. If people saw my woman private part in my absence, it belongs to me. People doing investigation, they say it belongs to you.
No, but again, then maybe I'm trying to side with Veteran Smith here. Something delusional is going on. Something delusional is going on here. Yeah, he is completely out of it. Completely out of it.
You know, to perceive this, my Vic said apparently something happened. He left and went to work to cover up.
Possible.
And when he came back, he decided to blow the alarm, like the woman fell. I left my wife inside. So the cook there should be able to tell us if the woman came out. Mr. Smith.
Yeah. Here's my problem. Here's my problem, and a question that I have. The timeline. All these things will end with timeline. Why are we getting his timeline right now when the police were investigating out or trying to talk to him to get information? We didn't hear that from OKC, OK Radio. We didn't hear that from him. We only hearing it that after the fact. Why that couldn't have been something you share with the police, but you have to share with OKC Radio to give the timeline where you went, where were you? When was that timeline given? It was before the police went to your house, or it was after you stated why the police came to your house. When he gave that timeline for all his activity, it was after the fact when the police were trying to get information from him, or it was before. So that's why I need clarity on when he had a chance to go to OKC Radio to get that timeline, or reporter asking him questions.
I think that's a valid point you raised there, Veteran Smith. Because that's what the police are going to be looking at too. And then they're going to determine, who because that will let them know who saw her first or who saw her last before her death and who saw her after her death. And what that brings to mind is the cook. The cook has become a very critical aspect in all of this, because the cook can help us. If you look at the images we have here, this is something that happened over time. The cook will be able to tell us, was this woman, I think her name is Tina or Tiny, or what we call Tanya or something, her name, was she subjected to domestic abuse? And if that's the case, who perpetrated the act? Was it by Mr. Jackson or somebody else in the house? The cook become a very, very interesting element in all of this, because the police will use her as their go-to person. And I hope by now she's been, taken, protected, as a person of interest as well, because Mr. Jackson had just implicated her, even by just saying his part. That a video we listened to, or the comment that SHEKU read, that is an implication that even whether she took part in it, but he is saying that she was on the scene when the woman died. Who saw the woman? Who was in the house? Was it just she and the cook? Or did she die in the room, from what Mr. Johnson is saying, from apparently a slip and fall, injury? The cook will be able to give us an insight into this from the historical, bruises, event that took place based on the bruises we'll see on the later. Yeah.
Emergency response unit of the Liberian National Police. They are here in the pickup. We are hoping to get what exactly happening. He has been accusing the police inspector general of sending people at home. So we're moving. So let's arrive here and trying to intervene in this matter. And to ensure that calm is restored here, the home of this even politician. So we will talk to some of those who have come to also pay their sympathy, to say their condolences to the family. So the police, according to him, they are investigating him on the circumstances leading to the death of his wife. How he is accusing him of his involvement into the death of his wife and all of that. So this is a DN news, and we are coming to you from the old road. My name is Stroke on Flaman, and I'm here with my colleague Aaron
General, police inspector.
What do you think is the right time? If you get with Waka is a dictator. Waka don't understand what we call leadership. Waka feel about Waka. Hey, you understand this? You saw our brothers and sisters stand up at this Guinea. You saw a reason in Yekepa.
You know, their sympathy to the.
So that there's calmness, there's trust. Before clear that there were for which we all nation take point. You take decision. Sometimes.
Please, let's do our ending analysis. Yeah, we have to go, my people. 1 minute to 12. Yo. Mr. Ray, you muted. Let me see whether I can take this person. Mr. Ray, you muted. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
You're too low. Please be audible.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, fine. Your name?
The name with me Moses.
Your line is very bad. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't continue. All right, so let's call it a night.
Yeah, I was saying, you live very far from the studio. You know, so you gotta go. But let me give my own quick, and then I will allow people to come in. I think the bottom line here is that we need Mr. Jackson, in as much as we sympathize with him for the loss of his wife. We also want to say to Mr. Jackson, the issue goes beyond, a personal loss. The lady is South African. You can bet this news is going to reach South Africa. These images are going to go live on South African TV and social media in that country. We do have our Liberian brothers and sisters in that country too. So we want to make sure that whatever we do here does not put them into any harm's way. So we're begging Mr. Jackson, do not turn the thing into you and the police and CDC and Unity Party. This is not what it is. Describing police looking at a woman private part. Should not be your concern, Mr. Jackson. You see, he playing on the mind of he wanted. The man's already looking at this in the court of public opinion. If he can demonize the police to the extent where the police lose the credibility in the eyes of the public, he wins. This is what Jackson is trying to do. Demonize the police so much that whatever the outcome is, it will be like, oh, the police has witch hunt Mr. Jackson. If he is found to be, the perpetrator. This is what Jackson is doing, because nobody in the right mind will be doing what he's doing. And so that's my reading to this, Mr. Kroma. Thank you.
Smith? Mr. Smith?
If you don't ask veteran for it, he will not answer. Call him Veteran Smith.
The veteran, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Now he answer.
Look at that. He just come in late to the table. He want for her to stay longer, but I will be short. The house is a crime scene, and I see people going there sympathizing. I don't know it's the right time to sympathize. That's one of the things that I see going on right there. Because if you would do the investigation properly, the home, all of that are crime scene. So I see people going there, whether they are the detective going there or fan base and all of them going there to sympathize. I don't know how the police handling that, but that's one thing I look at very well. The second thing I'm looking at is the timeline. When he gave the timeline, did he give it before the police interacted with him, trying to get him on the side of the story? Did he give it after the police tried to interview him? He gave it after to the radio station and other people. That would be critical in the investigation. So until all the I's and the T are dotted, where he willingly talked to the police, not to the media, although people were not helping, it's the police that were helping. So until that is done, then I think this matter will end. Then when the daughter comes, that would bring some push. That would be international involvement into this whole investigation. So let's see how far we get to that. Maybe tomorrow will be a different story. And so let's see, because it's going over the weekend now. Tomorrow is Saturday. And things happen over the weekend slow and then come to Monday. So that's what I will be looking at. What other facts are we going to get from that we did not get today? So this is how we conclude.
Okay, so let's go to Uno. Uno. Mr. George Dumbo Uno.
I'm here. Where did Uno come from?
SHEKU.
You forgot your nickname.
SHEKU and Veteran Smith, they are not correct. They are not correct. Where you come from? From Saki College Town?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Mr. Smith said I had me. Mr. Smith said I had me. Uno.
Okay. Samuel Jackson, I know him to be a crook. Samuel Jackson, we send copies of the perspective by him. I drove to the airport, Atlanta airport, to take those copies to Taylor Tyner, take those copies to Monrovia. And we gave him names to whom to deliver the copies. And as soon as I left, he put everything in the trash can. We pay him money now. So he is a crook. He must be investigated thoroughly. I'm not here to back South Africa. I mean, at GAC, I went to South Africa several times. I went to where Nelson Mandela was before he went to prison. I went to where Gandhi was before he returned to India.
Mr.
And
Noble, we'll take 2 minutes from you, then we'll call it a night, please. We have to go.
Two more minutes, right? Okay. Maybe let's call it a night. Maybe this afternoon, or we'll get on it. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. We're going to be here tomorrow, and we hope we come here earlier tomorrow. Mr. Numbo, please don't get late tomorrow. We'll hold your phone. All right.
I'm not getting late.
Oh my God.
So
sorry. Tomorrow I will send it to your individual.
It was show.
Tomorrow I will send it individually.
Okay.
Mr. Smith, bye-bye. I had to go. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to make an answer. Benedict will be here tomorrow on our evening show. He promised that he would be here. So I just wanted to make that. Benedict Wisse, our soccer legend.
But no, Mr. Smith. What happened to the president of the Grand Gita University?
Oh, you came late.
I think you are conflicting. You are conflicting all every show, every evening show.
You came late. You didn't get.
You are
all right. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much for living.
You are a serious problem. And actually, don't be that.